Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 14215 Southwest Yearling Way here in Beaverton. We're located at the right side of the home, underneath some deck boards here. There's a little hatch. We've got a 3-inch ABS clean out. This will be my point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently have water running, and I'm going to zero out the camera length counter right at the base of the clean out. And I will refer to this spot right here as the point of access. Here we go. Now, right upon access here, it actually almost looks like you've got a root intrusion through a joint. They've got a really kind of tough angle on it, but that does appear to be a root there dangling down and kind of growing out from the joint there on the sidewall. So I'll try and locate that here at the end of the scope. Looks like we've got some other issue right here. It appears I can see some gravel underneath there. That joint looks like it's separated completely and is open to the ground. I'm going to try and get up over the top of it if I can. Now, unfortunately, my camera is just getting stuck here in this wedge, so I'm going to try and locate this. This is only less than 2 feet into the sewer scope. So this is still located under the deck boards where I'm not going to be able to get a locator. But again, it's 2 feet out from the base of the cleanout essentially, and we've got roots right off the bat, and we've got root intrusions through this joint as well. This is definitely needs to get resolved because that's allowing a lot of water to seep out into the ground there. Alrighty, I did shut the water off there, just so we're not running tons and tons of water out into the ground. I don't know how long the line's been that way, but just to reduce that. And it looks like we've got more roots right here. And this thing is this is in pretty sorry shape here at the beginning of the line. Huge root intrusions out to about 5 feet here so far. Or a multitude of problems. We've got separated joints, roots, all kinds of stuff. I mean, it doesn't look like whoever installed this line glued a single joint closed. That's really what it appears to be. It transitions right here at 10 feet in over to concrete pipe. It looks like it's just going over to 4-inch pipe here. Okay, and here at just 19 feet out, we have reached the terminus for the line. I would pull records to make sure that this is an easement, but that is what it appears to be here. It's only 20 feet out from the right side of the house here, which would put it pretty much right around the fence line area. But I'm going to get my locator out and see if I can locate any of the line. I think most of the problems were underneath the decking here, but I'll try and locate at least some of it. The concrete section of the line here, which is usually the part that has the most issues, is in great shape. But based on the terrible construction here of this ABS portion of the line, I recommend a full replacement of the ABS pipe from the cleanout out to this point here at 10 feet. As instantly inside the line, there are issues within 6 inches of starting the scope all the way out to this point here. Root intrusions in basically every single joint and a significantly offset joint. And I'm going to locate right here. I'll mark this with a white X, and then I'll locate as far as I can leading up to the deck. But it's a fairly easy repair to figure out. You're starting at the cleanout. Alrighty, I went ahead and located the line here And I've turned the water. We have a home inspection going on. That's where that water's coming from. But anyway, located here, we're just about 6 inches from the side of the deck, right where the this gravel area on the right side of the home meets the deck. Marked it with an X. I need to relocate here a couple times, make sure my depths are right, because right there I was picking a depth of about 10 feet deep, which is rather deep for how close that line is to the house. Now I'm going to locate here and see what the depth is like at this point. Alright, so I located the camera here at the what appears to be an easement connection. I would just double check with records to make sure this isn't some funky party line or anything like that. There should be paperwork or a contract for an easement on the property, though. This does not look indicative of a party line, but I always recommend checking or ruling those things out. I was getting a depth there of right around 8 feet. The line terminates about 2 feet short of the right side fence line. But that was kind of my suspicions. I'm going to locate here right after it transitions to concrete to see if my depths get any better. I was getting 8 feet deep there all the way out at the easement connection. Well, I pushed out here again and located it, and I'm still getting a similar depth now that I'm in the concrete, not the ABS locating. I'm still getting around 10 feet deep, which seems awfully deep for how short this line is, but it is entirely possible. I'm going to leave that up to the repair guy to kind of double check and figure out. I'll locate it. I'll try and locate it again, but once I pull back behind this point, it passes underneath the deck boards. So the entire repair is underneath the deck, it appears. And again, I recommend replacing all of the sewer line from the clean out to the transition to concrete, as we've got root intrusions all the way out to that point, right off the bat from starting at the clean out. And these are big root intrusions. Not to mention, there is a very seriously offset joint here. You can see all the water pretty much, other than toilet flushes and high volume water, is leaking out of this line right into the ground. So that can cause some pretty serious erosion issues. Being as that exterior part of the line was in that bad a shape, I'm just hoping that the interior piping doesn't look crummy either. It's hard to say. Home inspector will go through there and check for leaks and things like that. But all the ABS pipe from the foundation out to 10 feet is in bad shape, and I recommend a repair to correct all that. And unfortunately, the repair guys are going to have to possibly just dig down. For whatever reason, that my locator is saying that it's around 10 feet deep, only 10 feet out. I think there may be something throwing off the locator signal. So just use some caution, but it does appear to be fairly deep.